This card is a really pretty card. So this one we're going to play with a little bit of vellum, and I'm going to give you some tricks on adhering your vellum. We're also going to do some embossing with the heirloom, but the happy birthday could be easily interchanged here, and you could switch it out for a thinking of you or a sympathy or even a wedding card, because this one is so pretty. This is everything you're going to need for this guy. So you need, for your cardstock, you're going to need a petal pink that is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Piece of pear pizzazz 4 by 5 1/4. Very vanilla that is 3 3/4 by 5, as well as a little one that is 1 by 2 5/8, and some more petal that is 1 1/8 by 2 3/4. You're also going to need some vellum, and this is out of the Perennial Essence trio pack. This is the petal pink and this is the pear pizzazz. You need that. We're using the 4-petal flower punch, and our happy birthday comes from the piece of cake. So we're using the happy birthday here. It was a perfect size. We're also going to use frosted flower embellishments and some of our pearls, and we're going to start with the heirloom embossing folder. So you're going to take your piece of Very Vanilla and you're going to put that into the embossing folder. And what is great about this one is that it creates just a frame. So what you want to be careful here is that you're placing it in the middle. You won't be able to tell from this direction, but as soon as you close it, you can see if you are in the middle. And that actually looks not too bad in the middle. So run that through your die cutting machine. So you're going to take that and just glue it right on top of your pear pizzazz. Now we're going to do our little bit of stamping. So you take your piece of Very Vanilla and Sahara Sand. Sahara Sand is a really soft color, and you're going to try and get this on pretty straight. So this is a photopolymer one, so you're able to see through pretty well. You probably want to, when a photopolymer, pull in your Stampin' Pierce mat. And I've got a little bit of Sahara Sand, so I'm just going to turn that over and stamp it again. There we go, that's better. And then just glue that down on top of your petal pink. It'll have just a very little border on it. Okay, we're going to save that to last, and now we're going to do our flowers. Okay, so what you're going to need is 2 4-petal of the petal pink flowers, and you need 1 of the pear pizzazz. Need to pull in your paper snips, and you are going to cut 2 leaves off. And I like my leaves to be a little bit longer, so you're just going to go right in and cut those. Give them just a little bit of a point there. And I think I'm going to use this guy over here as well. Okay, these you can probably use later, or they can just go in the garbage. So I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to curl the edges very lightly. So I'm holding my thumb against my bone folder and then very lightly just curling them out a little bit. I'm going to do that for both. And to put these ones together, I'm going to use some of my mini glue dots. Okay, so I'm just going to place my flower right over top, pick up the glue dot, and I'm going to offset it in the center, but offset it so that the petals, you actually look like you have an 8-petal flower. And then in behind, I'm just going to glue my leaves in behind. And I am going to use liquid glue for this. You could also use the glue dot if you wanted, but I'm just going to put that in here. Just a tiny little bit of glue, because these will stick quite well. Now you're probably going to need to turn it over to see where that placement is, because you want them to come out a little bit further. So you do need to hold on to those a little bit, because it'll take them a moment just to set up. And then this guy is going to go over here. Okay, so that is going to be our flower this way. And I'm going to put that on with a glue dot as well. I'm just going to take the whole thing and put it right onto the glue dot. Now with glue and glue dots, you're going to be able to see those through on your vellum. So we are going to hide that. I'm going to stick that down, and then we're going to hide that with one of our frosted flower embellishments. And these are also petal pink, so it's going to go right in the middle. And then I'm going to use dimensionals and put down my greeting. And just place that over top. So I am going just a little bit over top of the flower, get it straight. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tiny little bit of liquid glue and put it right in the center of that flower. And then I'm going to use my take your pick tool to pick up one of the pearls. But this isn't the size, this is the flat side. I want to actually use the pointy side. So I'm going to unscrew it, turn it around and set it back in and twist it, and then it's locked into place. So I'm just going to take that small pearl and I'm going to place it right over top. And I put in that little bit of glue because I don't think that the pearls would stay there by themselves if I just put them in. And I'm just going to put another couple little pearls around it. I think I'll put one over here and maybe the mid-size guy just over here. There you go, and there's your card. Now, if you wanted, you could also have your leaves, your petals, go right over top. So you can just pull those gently out if you want that to go over top of the greeting.